even using a little bit of sprouts onto your otherwise high variety diet is still going to add extra nutritional quality to your diet. So whether you use it like you're using it, where it's the base of what you're eating, or whether you're using it where you're adding some sprouts to your diet, it's still a great addition. Even a small amount of mushrooms and a small amount of sprouts and a small amount of onion, even a small amount of flax seeds, even a small amount of these things added to your diet are important to give you this full diversity of anti-cancer nutrients that gives you the anti-cancer power that we're recommending for people who follow a Nutritarian lifestyle.
Yeah. Well, you get the flexibility. Yeah. You sleep well. You have beautiful movements. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, this is exciting to be able to live this way. And what happened is there was a level of, fear and criticism that, to be plant-based or to eat a lot of plants was expensive. So the fact that you can get an 8-ounce bag of the salad mix, which has 5 scoops of this in it, so you can literally get 30 servings of organic vegetables, homegrown, for under $15. Like it's 50 cents a serving. I mean, it's incomprehensible. So this is beyond. This is where the wealthiest people in the world can have the most nutritious food in the world, and the poorest people in the world can have that. What they don't have is no one was carrying this message. And so that was like, okay, like, I guess I have to do this, because I sat on the sidelines and it wasn't happening. But now we're seeing momentum. Like it's hard to actually say this, but sprouts are trending on Google. Like they're trending.
So happy.
They peaked. The book came out April 2020, and since then sprouts have been trending.
And I'm so happy you commented on that, because I want people to spend their money on food. It's more fun than spending it on hospital bills, medications, co-pays. Like it is,
or 500 different outfits.
It is so much cheaper in the long run, and so much more freeing and better for your mental health, physical health, to chew well, eat some sprouts, mushrooms, all the good food. It's so much more fun.
So look, I know I said this, but let me make it clear how you can do this at home. Because this is a quarter cup measuring cup. Yes. And so it's, this anyway, so it's really easy to do, but because it fills up, and once you water this in the morning and night, just rinse some water in. I just put it like this in the sink, pour some water in it, takes a second, pour the water out in the sink, put it back in the thing, and that's it, I'm done. All I do. I soak the sprouts in there for a few hours. That's all I do is put the water in, and at night I do that one more time. That's it. But in any case, in 5 to 7 days, this is filled up with sprouts. And then I have usually one going every 2 or 3 days. I have a new one I'm starting. But in any case, what I do is I take a scoop of the mixed salad mix, which we talked about. It has the lentils and the radish and the broccoli and the mung bean already in there. And I don't fill it up all the way. And then I take a little extra scoop of just the plain broccoli sprouts. So I add extra broccoli sprouts, because we know that broccoli sprouts, it doesn't necessarily proven that they're the best, because I'm sure other sprouts have great things we don't even know about yet, but they're the most, at this point in history, they're the most heavily studied and tested in scientific literature. It's good we're not just doing broccoli sprouts alone, because we want to get a variety, because maybe 10 years from now, someone will put money into studying how effective radish and lentils are. But right now, we know broccoli sprouts are so incredibly protective. So I add a little bit of that, and I put it in, and I make my mixed sprout mix when I use my salad every single day. And that we're doing, and then when we order the sprouts from you, there's one regular broccoli sprouts which we're using, and there's one broccoli sprout that's a little more expensive. Right. It's the high-glucoraphanin broccoli sprout, and I'm saying broccoli sprouts have 50 times the sulforaphane as eating broccoli. Yeah, and they're so high.
What is
I don't feel the need that I have to get the super expensive broccoli sprouts with even more sulforaphane in them. You know what I mean? I think it's good enough that what we're doing. So I'm just recommending what people do.
Yeah.
But for a cancer patient or more medicinal, would you say?
I don't know if they need the extra expensive, the broccoli sprouts, and even more sulforaphane over the one that was already high. Because once they all sprout, they're high quality. You've tested them for it. Yeah, they're not the cheap sprouts you're getting from.
Yeah, I mean, what happened is the high glucoraphanin ones that we got were basically researched, and they were grown for the purpose of the chemoprotective properties.
The research scientists using them for cancer patients.
Correct.
So you're getting that.
And so we're the only people that are selling those. And so in the these are right now day 6. So these are grown.
Is this the mixed sprouts?
No, this is straight broccoli.
That's straight broccoli.
Straight broccoli. And on each seed has a finite amount of glucoraphanin. And when you chew or crunch or blend or freeze, you open up the vacuole, and one vacuole is glucoraphanin and the other one is the enzyme myrosinase.
Myrosinase, yeah.
And so when you combine those two, that's when sulforaphane is formed. And this is this potency. So we were measuring, and I bought seeds from every place I could buy, and I sent them out. And what made me go research to get the high glucoraphanin ones was because I bought from 2 different sources, and when we sent them to the lab, they had no glucoraphanin because they weren't even broccoli. They were in the brassica family.
Yeah.
So then we sent out the sequencing for the DNA, and then I said, I want to make sure that all of our seeds have the broccoli. But then when I found these other high glucoraphanin ones, and I saw how many people, there's research, and I can send you the white paper from Dr. Jed Fahey, that the high levels of glucoraphanin created heat shock proteins in the brain, which had a very hermetic effect, on the treatment. So if someone doesn't have a big appetite or they're going through different properties, you can actually juice the broccoli sprouts and you get a little shot, just like the wheatgrass shot, but of this super part. And then you can make it into a dressing and you can consume it. So I think there's some people always want the best. So I put that out there.
Maybe I should buy one of those extra, but more expensive one and mix a little of it in there.
Yeah, in your little mix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
sounds like a nice option.
Yeah.
Let me just say what you said in a way, because it's connected to what we're teaching in this podcast. And that is that when you eat arugula and you eat watercress and you eat broccoli sprouts and when you eat kale, the most protective anti-cancer nutrients are formed in the mouth based on how well you chew. Because you break down the cell wall, which houses these packets of enzymes that causes a chemical reaction in the mouth. And that levels of how much cruciferous vegetables you eat is not as well correlated with protection against cancer compared to urinary isothiocyanates or blood isothiocyanates. And the reason for that is because, number one, cooking it can destroy the enzyme, can destroy the formation of those enzymes. And 2, people don't chew. They swallow things whole.
That's right.
So if you're going to spend your time and your money to eat such a high nutrient salad, then you have to develop the mindfulness and the skill to chew it really well, to try to liquefy it in your mouth, to get the full anti-cancer beauty, wonder, miraculous healing properties that are in these magical foods into your body. You got to chew it really well.
Yeah.
So that's what I just want to make sure people have that message. You're going to spend all this time in making these great, incredibly healthy foods, but then you could blend them, make them into a drink or a shot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're great on your salads, but don't forget to chew your salad very well.
Well, and also when you chew this, it's actually great for the teeth and the gums. So the resistance of the cytoplasm for the teeth, and as it goes into the gums, this is actually, there's a whole microbiome that exists in the gums. And this is low glucose, high phytonutrient. So the chewing should be a celebratory part and really slow down. I mean, you can make an app, where you hit start and then you don't take another bite until after you hear the little beep.
But it's not the time factor. It's how well people can chew slowly.
Right. So the chew counter.
It's how much they're liquefying. They have to consciously feel the liquefaction and feel the food is ready to be swallowed. And that takes some degree of focus when you're eating.
And if you get your whole family on board or whoever you eat with, I look at Kara all the time and I'm like, wow, she's still chewing. Okay, I need to take more time and chew slower. Or I do it slower, chew more. You really have to think about it.
We make it socially acceptable in a family to remind each other to chew. If we're talking, don't forget.
Yeah, in my family, they say chew with your mouth closed, but yours says just chew more.
I just want to chew more. I don't care if it's open or closed. Just chew more.